Yo, episode 2 of my podcast just dropped on my second channel. It would mean a lot if you guys went and supported it. We went over the greatest superhero movies of all time and came to a consensus that you guys probably won't agree with. So please check it out. It would mean a lot. Link top of the description in the comments right here on the screen. Thank you. And so what we have here is a compilation of all my God of War videos with fights I've missed, like Thor's sons, Heimdall, and Odin. Enjoy.
If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die. Poseidon.
So Kratos pulled up on Mount Olympus with the help of the Titans. Out here throwing rocks at these dudes' cribs. No type of manners at all. These the type of guys to come over to your house and kick their feet up, start going to your fridge asking, yo bro, where the good eats? Zeus and Poseidon up there posing, and Zeus don't even gotta say nothing. Just gave him that look like, go handle my light work, lil bro. As Poseidon hits a clean dive towards the water like an angry bird, one-shotting the Titan who was climbing up. But he threw one single boulder and died, more useless than a hairbrush is to LeBron James. Look at him, straight scalp, bro brushing away his thoughts and memories. I can't even see Kratos' face, but I know he disappointed. Damn, I knew I should have never recruited the thing. Kratos climbs to the top of Gaia to face Poseidon, and that already makes her more useful than the other guy. I can't wait for the other Titans to be asking him, so bro, what did you do to help out there?
I threw a rock at him.
Poseidon pops up to fight Kratos and he's talking crazy. How dare you challenge me, you mortal? Bro said that junk like it was a slur. And Kratos tells Poseidon, bro, you mad pussy, stop hiding in the water and face me. But Poseidon just ignores that and says it's over. This is Kratos' last time disrespecting a god. So Kratos starts slashing at the water. Angry niggas will swing on anything, bro. Until Gaia squeezes Poseidon like an ass cheek. Relax, shorty, he not going anywhere. As Kratos uses this to latch on and get up close and personal to Poseidon, while Gaia slams him against the mountain so he could be free eats for Kratos. Straight D1 athlete in college, nothing but Costco free samples everywhere. And that's what he does, starts slashing away at Poseidon until he runs on top of Gaia to get to Poseidon's head, stabbing him and slamming his head against Gaia, giving him that young boy forehead. Then jumps off, landing on Poseidon and starts stabbing away at his chest, straight spamming. And then hits him with the LeBron vertical, landing a critical strike. Pain was so OD it got Poseidon hitting the Willow Smith. Poseidon is moving so much he starts swinging him up as Kratos shoulder checks Poseidon's chest, breaking the protective covering, leaving him exposed. Poseidon, knowing he's trapped, goes for Gaia, using his claws to straight palm her shits like a bald man, with both arms too, causing for her to have to let go of him and grab them off as Kratos leaps to another part of her body to get more hits in on Poseidon. But all my dog is doing is washing his blades of chaos. So Gaia goes for a mean left, but Poseidon uses one of his Dr. Octopus arms to stop her punch, and then around her neck. So this is where Kratos decides it's time to become Spider-Man, running in, using his blades of chaos to swing across all of Poseidon's arms. Everyone want to be Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker. Nobody trying to work at the Daily Bugle. Shit was funny though, nigga was bringing in photos like this of Spider-Man and somehow nobody ever questioned it. Kratos then slams down, slashing Poseidon to get him off Gaia's hand. Kratos fiending to defend her so hard. She not gonna let you hit, bro. Why would you want a wood chip dick anyways? Kratos is then able to ride her left hook, using the force to dive through and grab Poseidon from right out of his water monster, and tosses this man Poseidon into the side of a mountain. And we see Poseidon's seed just begin to fall down like Chance the Rapper's career after he started dropping bullshit. The big day is supposed to be super bad. Is this nigga 7 years old? Kratos turns around from watching it and Poseidon talking about how Zeus should have kept you where you belonged. Dude's losing get to grasp it for straws. You was just down to fight him 5 seconds ago. We got to save Planet Namek. Bet.
12 seconds later.
Poseidon tells him the death of Olympus means the death of us all.
But anywho,
Kratos grabs Poseidon and just starts violating him. And it's really crazy because he basically did it for no reason, only to send a message to the other gods. Nigga, have you never heard of email? Kratos kicks him in the head and starts choking him. Look at bro's face.
help me!
No, nigga!
Kratos then slams his head into Mount Olympus and picks him up to keep slamming his head repeatedly, even got to headbutting him. And y'all see Kratos with the ultra clean beam. That shit feel like he getting hit with a bowling ball. This is sick, bro. Can't believe 6-year-old me was really playing it like... I feel so bad because this man Poseidon sees Kratos and starts trying to crawl away to get to the water.
Come here, Poseidon, the god of sea, huh? Let me try out that super soaker then.
And this man Kratos gouges Poseidon's eyes out, has blood gushing everywhere, and then snaps his neck, killing him, throwing him off Mount Olympus. This afterlife conversation for Poseidon is gonna be real interesting. He's an animal! He took my vision! That's it? As Poseidon does a rod wave cannonball, causing the flooding of Greece.
Hades.
So Kratos pulls up on Hades, and he telling Kratos he finna suck the soul out of him.
Lord
Bro
have
threatening
mercy,
him
I'm
with a
about to
phenomenal
bust.
time. Wonder if he gonna use the grapefruit method. Even turned off the lights, finna turn this bitch into a Diddy party. As Hades pops out with the Cookie Monster build and instantly uses his claws to try to take Kratos' soul, but Kratos manages to stop him. They then start boxing, and Kratos uppercuts him mid Black Lives Matter knee and starts stabbing him an obscene amount of times, literally ripping out a piece of his flesh. Motherfuckers in Florida finna scoop that up and eat it with the side of alligator. Kratos got him hitting the "Will you marry me" and starts stabbing him in the back of the neck this time. Shit got me catching PTSD back to middle school. Give me that neck. Kratos jumps off Hades and sees he's charging up something mean, so he does the dash out the way, and they both throw their attacks at the same time, causing a life or death game of tug of war. Next they're gonna play tic-tac-toe. Every loss you lose a finger. Hades gonna be grabbing a nice healthy snack of donuts with his nostrils from now on. Kratos stabs Hades in the face with his other blade, then throws his chains on the hook on the ceiling and bashes his face up against it over and over and over again, giving him the handsome Squidward treatment. Nigga gonna come down looking like Michael B. Jordan. On the last one, Kratos pulls the chains back, killing him and taking the claws of Hades. Poseidon starts celebrating, thinking he wasn't the only one anymore, but Hades pops back out without the mask this time, and now I know why he always got that shit on. Bro is chopped. He's like that one friend who you could never catch without his hat or do-rag on anymore. Just know something diabolical going up there. Let them rock, bro. Kratos got him looking like Jaden Smith, stabbing Hades in the head and slamming his head against the ground 2 times to open it up, and gives him a taste of his own medicine, using his own weapon against him to pull Hades' soul out of him. And he succeeds, yanking Hades' soul right out and absorbs it into himself. But not only that, all the other souls inside of Hades start coming out. Tupac, Kobe, Walt Disney, Michael Jackson, Jeffrey oh nah, this has gone too far. Kratos, put them back, bro. But yeah, now the entire underworld is in shambles, and some even escaping into the real world. I feel bad for any husbands who going to check on their widows and she with her new mans and it sound like thunder. That's why I told my girlfriend, if I ever die and she moves on, I'm haunting you for the rest of your life.
Helios.
So Helios wasn't even fighting Kratos, he was fighting the Titan, but his dumbass eventually gets grabbed, hitting the Wiada, crushing Helios in his hand and throws bro into a mountain. So Kratos fights a bunch of Twitter users, straight NPCs, and he eventually climbs up and finds Helios laying there. And I don't know, bro, I know he a god, but Helios looking real mortal right here. But his squad drops down to try to protect them, and Kratos cleans them up real quick. Brad Pitt cannot relate. And then Kratos starts walking up on Helios, and bro is spooked. Yo, what's good, bro? What's good, Kratos? Did you get a tan? Looking good. I'm gonna pay you back. Trust. Kratos tells him, if you're trying to pay me back, tell me where to find the flame of Olympus. And Helios starts laughing at bro, like, nigga, be serious. You're not beating Zeus. Kratos tells him, bro, I got my legs right now. It's not me you should be worried about. Worry about yourself. So Helios starts using the power of the sun to defend himself, that Jada Pinkett Smith attack, but Kratos is able to push through it and steps on Helios' head and just starts stomping it.
Took that little bitch, now that bitch off the leash.
Helios tired of being treated like a roach, so he grabs Kratos' foot and tells him, yo bro, you could step into the flame and take its power and it'll give you the ability to destroy Zeus, I swear. But Kratos knows Helios is lying, trying to get him lined. The flame kills whoever touches it. Niggas will secretly get you jumped and then walk past you bro's head, and he's unable to do it, so he rocks his shit and re-grabs his head, literally just ripping it off. This man is a psychopath, bro. And so after killing Poseidon, Greece got flooded. Killing Hades released spirits, and now Helios leads Greece to eternal darkness. These motherfuckers are going through it. Got Gotham looking like paradise.
Hermes.
So Kratos pulls up on Hermes, posing. He starts bouncing around telling Kratos, how he's strong, but he's not fast enough. Running away. Bro is 40 trying to play catch me if you can. He keeps running, and so Kratos chases, and Hermes starts telling him that he's been lucky to beat the other gods, but that luck runs out today. Me, I'm different, not like the rest. Nigga sound like a pick-me boy. Just wait till he bust out the, you showering without me though? Kratos chases him around for a while until Hermes goes on top of a roof and starts tightroping across it towards the statue. And I don't really know what his plan is, because his dumbass lands on it posing think he's Spider-Man. Stop it, bro. And it's just hilarious because Kratos is like, I'm not doing all of that. So he just loads up a cannon, firing it and sticking himself on it towards the statue, hitting it and causing the entire thing to collapse. And bro went from taunting Kratos, you're too slow type shit, to now, yo bro, on Mount Olympus I could make you rich. On Poseidon grave, I'm dead ass. This is sick, man. Capping on the dead and Buddy body not even cold yet. The statue inevitably falls, breaking apart into pieces. Such a shame. It was a nice one too. Clear's the one that Cristiano Ronaldo got. They made my boy look like an Ed and Eddie character. So Kratos runs to find Hermes, and his goofy self is hurt. He did all that running to be injured and unable to fight at the end of the day, cause of the statue falling. He knew he was cooked, so he resorted to calling Kratos the M-word, doing a flip to kick Kratos.
Got him. We fucking got him.
As Kratos reverses it, slamming him. Kratos then starts emptying the clip into Hermes of arrows, got Brody looking like a porcupine. Man started crawling away, beginning to talk about, no way, no fair, you cheated. 50-year-old man, by the way. So Hermes starts yapping and won't stop, and Kratos just looking like, those some nice feats he got on. And instead of just taking them off like a normal person, Kratos picks bro up, slamming him, and decides to just cut his entire leg off instead. This level of unreasonableness is up there with Mr. Krabs getting his money back by making a nigga unwatch the TV. Hermes trying to crawl away, but Kratos walks him down, grabbing his one good leg, dangling him, and using his blades to cut that leg off too. Hermes can't run anymore and decided, yup, I'm out of here. Dying, and his corpse dissolves into a swarm of disease-carrying flies to go across Olympus, turning everyone into Magic Johnson. I'll never forget at the backyard BBQ how he was talking about how he put his blood, sweat, and tears into making those ribs. Brought everyone to tears. Before he dips out, Kratos then had to start stunning real quick after robbing this man of his J's.
Hercules.
So Kratos pulls up to Hera's doorstep and she talking crazy, calling my man's ugly, which is insane. Look at her. Nah, not gonna lie, I think your hair thinning, twin. Like, come on bro, be serious. Hera tells Kratos that Zeus has been fearing Kratos ever since Kratos killed his own brother Ares, who's also Hera and Zeus' son. And Kratos tells him his fears won't matter when he's dead.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
And in the midst of arguing, Kratos' older brother Hercules comes out, and big bro is pressing him off rip. Not even a yo, what's good, how was the baseball game, little bro, or nothing. And you can't make this up. Hercules starts pressing him on some, Zeus always favored you. Niggas pushing 60 with daddy issues. Got his titties all up in Kratos' face. This man don't know personal space.
Girl, you need a backpack, or you need some try.
So they dish out a bunch of NPCs to fight Kratos, who he demolishes, and Hercules decides he's seen enough, putting on his gloves and popping his own teammates. What's his problem? He then jumps down to beat his little bro up, finna put him in a headlock. He trying to embarrass him. Type of brother to see him in the hallway and be like, hey, ain't that the girl you got a crush on? I still find it hilarious that Kratos just killed Poseidon, Hades, Hermes, and Helios, and Hercules thought he had a chance. They start wrestling, and Kratos backhands Hercules, picking him up, putting him on his shoulder, banging his back against the wall, and starts ripping off this man's swag. Not gonna lie to him, you too old to still be wanting hand-me-downs. Kratos then kicks him, but you know what?
Here go two more for y'all.
Runs up and knees him crazy, backs up and goes in stomping his face out, taking off his helmet. I don't know why the gods kept giving him the faith of a one-on-one. The second he pulled up on Mount Olympus, Hades fire, Zeus lightning, Poseidon the sea, Helios the sun, y'all should have jumped this nigga with the avatar state. Kratos runs up giving him scoliosis, then stabs him in the shoulder, pushing him on his back, puts the blade away, and decides he wants one of his gloves. Punching Hercules and his 12th pack against the gate, says, oh nah, I need two, no Shaquille O'Neal. Hall of Fame career off straight layups and dunks. To which Kratos then starts piecing him up with his own weapon, so Hercules tries to give him a hug. You know, little bro, maybe we could get the fam back together, but Kratos hits him with a disgusting two-piece combo. Hercules runs over and throws Kratos against the railing and just goes to dip out. Dad, Kratos tripping again! But he's actually putting his unincredible Hulk build to use, going and picking up the entire floor, causing Kratos to slide down, but saves himself from falling off. Black Widow cannot relate, and Kratos also manages to pull himself up, catches his balance real quick, and starts running towards Hercules, punching the ground to cause it to fall on top of him. And once he succeeded in that, it was over, bro. Kratos starts going to town relentlessly over and over again, man. And I thought that nigga Scar hated his brother. Just pounding and pounding to the point of Hercules' face becoming unrecognizable. Eventually punching so hard they go crashing into the sewer. They about to see Russell Westbrook yelling cowabunga and pizza slices everywhere. They eventually fall into the poop and pee water, and Kratos throws Hercules' corpse away like a side character.
Kronos, Hephaestus, Hera.
So I was gonna touch on Kratos versus Kronos, but that fight, as epic as it is, it's just too long because of how giant bro is. He makes Rod Wave look small and healthy. He's just not a regular boss fight. He's like his own level. It's too much.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
And Hephaestus versus Kratos was barely even a fight. But I will touch on what Kratos does to Hera real quick. That's it. That was it. Somehow, bro, that shit feels more disrespectful than how he did the others. Like, damn, bro, you just gonna walk in and hit me with straight domestic violence, then one-shot me? I'm not even worth an arm rip-off, cutting me in half, nothing epic? Motherfuckers in my community post didn't even remember what he did to Hera at all. Shorty a filler episode.
Bust on that face with my nut like a toothpaste.
Zeus.
And now, it's time for the main event. Zeus is holding up Pandora like the NBA Finals MVP trophy. Keep in mind, Kratos cares about her quite a bit and doesn't want her to die. I'm thinking Kratos talked crazy the whole time, and then proceeds to hold her up like Simba from Lion King. And so Kratos tells him to put her down, and he said, I bet. Throwing her across the building into concrete, got her laid out. Slashing Zeus up, gets his head palmed, and throws them both against the pillars to run the ones, which they do until Zeus picks up and polishes the floor with his cranium, getting reversed and thrown into the wall. Kratos then runs up on him, now grabbing his head, and they hit the Dragon Ball Z double punch, the Creed 3 double punch, sending Zeus moonwalking backwards, and Kratos wastes no time, slashing Zeus up and then shoulder checking him into a throw to the other pillar, grabbing Zeus and yeeting him back again to get crushed by rubble, which Zeus of course gets out of, but Kratos not giving him the chance to breathe, grabbing Zeus like he's the sun, making him take a seat and just starts bawling on him. Each punch is for each hair follicle you got that I don't, pussy. What's with these genetics? All up until Kratos lands a Superman punch, causing for the entire place to begin to crumble, giant debris falling on top of Zeus, and the entire place looks like toast. And when the cameraman pans back, Kratos is just standing over Zeus, who's fallen and can't get up, old ass. They look over and peep Pandora trying to sacrifice herself. So Kratos runs over to stop her, trying to save her life. Pandora starts talking about how this is her destiny and Kratos gotta let her. And Zeus is like, Kratos, don't listen to her, bro. If you let go, this finna make you even more of a failure. Don't fail her like you did your family. And that right there did it. Keep in mind, Kratos cares about Pandora a lot, but Kratos said, man, fuck this bitch. I can't let this trash talk slide. Tackling Zeus to the ground, giving him a wild hook as everything just goes black. Kratos gets up all alone to silence, walks over to Pandora's box, and thinks with her sacrifice, it'll be filled with the power to kill a god now. But he opens it and... she sacrificed herself for absolutely no reason, and Zeus gets up like,
Oh man.
calls bro a failure again, and before Kratos could do anything, just dips out. Bro went to catch a view. He said, oh yeah, Kratos' life in shambles again. It's really a beautiful day. And this is when Gaia pulls up and starts shaking the both of them like a snow globe, making them jump and go inside of her. And even inside here, it's still on sight, nothing changes. Niggas will fight anywhere, so this ain't no problem. Kratos eventually grabs Zeus, stabbing him and ramming him all the way into Gaia's heart. But right before he could deliver the kill shot, Zeus reverses it, going for a stab on Kratos, but he's able to stop it and get back up. And this is where his Ultra Instinct kicks in. Zeus kicks Kratos off, Kratos blocks one slash, then grabs another, throwing it to the side, and catches the last one, loading up a mean elbow, and they start wrestling over the sword again, until Zeus makes them both fly up and Kratos is able to break the grip, slashing down on Zeus. Then hits the senior boy to freshman girl press-up move. Dudes like this only got 2 speech options: get to class or where my hug at. Pinning him against her heart, elbowing him, back up, slashing him, and delivers the final strike. Going in, stabbing Zeus through the stomach and through Gaia's heart, leaking mustard everywhere. Zeus tries to fuck up one of his eyes, but the hell I look like, Zuko? I ain't going on no trip for honor, continuing to stick the sword in even deeper. Got Gaia out here tweaking, but not gonna lie, she kinda hitting that shit though. Kaisenat would be proud. But Groot's auntie eventually begins to crumble into pieces, and that's GG's for her. We see Kratos and he walks over to Zeus to take his sword out of his chest and just dips out. No celebration, no nothing, just another day at the office. He's so nonchalant. But of course, it could never be that simple, because Zeus comes out and
He's a phantom.
zapping Kratos into a white screen. And so Kratos gets to a bunch of flashbacks and fighting a ghost until Zeus is left there on his knees. Kratos hates this man so much, he looks at his weapons and decides, nah, I wanna feel this. Running towards Zeus, sunning him, lifting him up like the DDG baby challenge, slamming him against the rock, and just starts walling left, right, over and over again. I'm so serious, he does this for like a whole minute, even grabbing his hair on some and had to throw in a knee to spice it up. Slamming Zeus's head again, grabbing the beard, and just starts hammering lefts over and over again, so much to the point where the screen just goes red with blood. And that's GG's. The fight is over and Zeus's corpse starts tweaking and he gets shot up into the sky. Kratos has successfully killed all the gods of Olympus, and now he could rest, staring over the wasteland he created and just admiring it. So to kick it off, this man Baldur pulls up to Kratos' crib and gets to frying him off rip. Not even a hello, what's up, what's good, nothing. Got his instigating badge on Hall of Fame, trying to bait Kratos into boxing him. Straight full court pressing this man. But Kratos is like, listen, I've already offed all of Olympus. I've hung the jersey up. You do not want any smoke with me. Stop it. Baldur said, man, shut your lame ass up, slapping the shit out of him. This is one of the first scenes of the game, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, what happened to Kratos? Why is he taking a beating like Rihanna right now? Get back. Young Kratos would have already packed up Baldur like a lunchbox just for even stepping on his lawn. Baldur tells Kratos the only way I'm leaving here is if you kill me, and starts piecing him up out of nowhere, hitting him with a left, grabbing his dick into an uppercut, and then going for a right, which Kratos grabs. No more of these free make-a-wish ass punches for you, it's over now. He starts twisting his arm, got Baldur looking like he about to throw the meanest pitch of all time, and punches him dumb hard, putting him in the Batman now talk pose. Kratos did him so dirty with that one punch, he couldn't even believe it, had to look back at us to make sure we were seeing this too. Baldur starts begging no, 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 no while on the ground, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, you had enough already? You just got here. He really pulled up to the park with his headband on, his arm sleeve, everything. Saw Kratos do a reverse dunk in warm-ups and said, aight, never mind. Kratos picks him up, and this is when he gets hit with the Uno reverse card, getting rocked in the gut, flying through one piece of his house, banging his head and landing on the other side of his crib. And just take a second real quick and just examine Kratos' face right here. That's clearly the look of father time catching up to you. My son Kratos in his Celtic Shaq era, putting up a staggering 4 and 6 per game. Showing off his Michael Jordan vertical, going for a knee, trying to crush his head like a grape. So they start boxing in the woods for a while until Baldur decides to start cooking up himself. Push into a gut punch, then an uppercut next. Stops Kratos from floating all the way up to visit Iron Man, slamming him down and then throwing himself an alley-oop, just so this freaky ass nigga could get Kratos in missionary and start choking him out. Kratos is able to dodge the hit, but it creates a hole in the wall, allowing them to see inside the crib. Got Baldur asking, why is there 2 beds? You're supposed to be here alone. This is how you know he's a supreme hater. There is no way you should be this upset that my son Kratos might be out here fucking. They take turns wrestling and rolling over each other until Kratos gets Baldur exactly where he wants him. There's no way out of this one.
You're done.
Starts pounding his face absolutely viciously, trying to turn his head into ground beef, sending both of them crashing through the roof. Baldur said, I eat those though, that's baby food. Grabbing Kratos, getting behind him and slamming him, got his legs up in the air and everything, which is very fitting because he's getting fucked right now. Getting up and kicking the god of war away like an unwanted stepchild back into the woods. Baldur starts talking his shit too. Struck a nerve, did I? On Mount Olympus, you're not surviving this, nigga. Tell he runs at least a 3-second 40. League him now. As Baldur is getting rammed through mad shit, he's still asking about the second bed in the crib and who is Kratos hiding. I mean, damn nigga, this is elite D1 level cock watching. Mind your business. He then pounds Kratos in the back, flattening him on the ground like a pancake. Slow and old. You should have never came to Midgard. Oh nah, Kratos getting pressed out the hood. This can't be the same man from God of War 3. This gotta be a doppelganger or something. Tell Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson take off the white paint. We're not buying the performance. Kratos tells him to shut the fuck up and starts piecing him up, but gets reversed after 2 hits and starts getting welted on. God of catching ass whooping's gonna be his new name real soon, because this is starting to get sad now. Baldur threatens Kratos that he's gonna go in that crib and kill whoever Kratos is hiding in there. Kratos of course cannot let this happen. Everybody back at home gonna find out that he's Mr. Save-A-Ho. He activates his rage, sending Baldur torpedoing into a tree, punching him so hard the whole tree basically explodes, grabs him and tosses him out the way so that he could casually pick up the tree and use it as a battering ram. The same shit the SWAT team did to Bill Cosby when they swatted him. Went up in there and saw him watching Little Bill with a cart full of Cosby's secret stuff chilling nearby. Kratos sends Baldur crashing into a rock, and he's still just asking him about who he has hiding in the crib. God damn, bro is so nosy. Why do you care so much? Dinkelberg ass nigga, mind your business. They continue to box for a while longer, until Kratos blocks a punch, picks him up, got his back making the letter C, and chucks him into a rock hard as hell. High fives Baldur's face with the bottom of his shoe, and then just absolutely starts wallin' on him. This nigga never gonna pull up to this side of the forest again, bro. You know what? I don't even care who Kratos got camping inside his crib that much anyways. Kratos throws Baldur and then starts punching this boulder. This is why these games always have a do not try this at home warning. Motherfuckers don't listen and then end up with broken piano keys for fingers trying to recreate this shit. Throwing the rock on top of Baldur, and there's no way he lifts that up, right? Kratos clearly only has 10 HP left, limping away. This gotta be over. GG's, what's the next mission looking like? But I was very wrong. Baldur got my man Kratos hitting the Kaepernick just by the sound of his voice. How is he still alive? Bro just casually throws half a damn mountain at him. And I know Captain America watching this horny as hell. What the fuck is that shield made out of? How did it just crush that mountain into little tiny pieces so easily? Need me that expeditiously. Baldur thought he was first team All Sneak Nation, but he must have been cut at the tryouts. Kratos catches him and they begin holding hands, wrestling each other. And he lets Kratos know, listen gang, I can't even feel any of this. Honestly, I would have just quit right there, because what I look like fighting a nigga who can't even feel pain? Why is Rod Wave gonna work out every day but still eating small meals of whole water buffaloes every day? This shit is pointless. Baldur hits Kratos with a right into another gut punch. Kratos gets sent to the sky, and as his small intestines is hitting the fucking Dougie from all these liver shots, Baldur Jordan shows off his insane vertical again. But to be honest, he might as well have just stayed on the ground, because he jumped all the way up here just to start getting pounded in the forehead. And he must have realized this, because he like, damn, I'm getting cooked. Using Kratos as a launch pad to create space between them, because my face needs a break. It is getting beat up like James Charles with makeup. Got these bitches going from Beyonce to the Flying Dutchman when that makeup falls off. Young kings, be safe out here. Kratos is able to stop himself from falling and climbs his way out of this hole. Fetty Wap's music career cannot relate. Baldur calls him pathetic though, kicking him to the other side of the cliff and talking mad shit in the process. Telling Kratos, listen, you should have just complied and given me the information I wanted and I wouldn't have needed to kill you. Bro is really out here talking to the God of War like he's an easy lick. Listen here, sonny, you must not know the type of timing this nigga was on back in his heyday. Put all the gods of Olympus on a t-shirt, had this man Zeus laid out in his crib like a mattress. Goes in for a Superman punch, which Kratos is able to weave out the way of. They start boxing for a while until Kratos is able to grab Baldur by the throat and slam him down, and tries to throw Baldur away like a piece of trash, but he holds on and climbs back up. You're not gonna get away with spamming that same throwing move for the 17th time in a row. Kratos' bag looking real limited right now. Kareem with the skyhook every possession type timing. Baldur goes in for a hit, which gets blocked. And then Kratos goes for a signature move called tossing a nigga, which has a 100% survival rate. Grabs him and starts choking his ass out. Look how bloody they are, bro. Look at the crazy mess that has been made of this whole place. If the ops come through later looking for who sent Baldur to a Michael Jackson concert, there's no hiding it. Kratos finna be outed like R. R. Kelly. They had this man doing the action on video, showing his face with a R. Kelly tattoo on his ass, and then answered the phone in the video and said, yes, this is R. Kelly. Yes, the singer. Nigga never stood a chance. Kratos is just continuing to choke him, and I mean, he's trying to break out, cause
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air.
until Kratos hits that L3 and R3, slapping Baldur's neck and throwing him off the cliff. And he gets up limping all the way back to his crib to go celebrate the fact that he won that round. But little did he know, this was just a battle in a war. So I'm thinking Kratos and Atreus having a nice father-son stroll, but quickly it gets interrupted by Magni, killing some troll and throwing his corpse across the screen. Now that's how you make an entrance. Next room I enter, I'm in that bitch with a severed arm in hand. Magni is trying to get busy, so Kratos tells little bro Atreus to get up out of here, but he's stopped by Modi, the other chopped brother. And now they're forced to fight. Kratos blocks Magni, and Modi is rage baiting the shit out of Atreus, calling his mom a hoe. Lil bro need to stay locked in, but now he charging in with the knife to get no dift, so Kratos has to lock in and carry, smacking Magni away, landing his axe in his shoulder. QB dreams are cooked now. He grabs the axe, cut his gut, slashes down his shoulder again, and forces him to eat the axe to the forehead. This is disgusting. Modi now realizes that he might have to fight somebody his own size, and that is not what he signed up for. So he just dips out of here. There's a hole around here, and it's not Atreus' mom. Especially when later he sneaks Kratos and Atreus when they're not expecting it, electrocuting Kratos to the point where he can't stand. But on some Hulk shit, off of just pure rage of losing his family and the barber fucking up his fade, Kratos snaps out of the electricity and Modi looking like he done seen a ghost. This is embarrassing. Kratos catching his strike, grabbing that shit, smacking his shield away, and uses only his hand to punch him in his big ass belly. And you won't guess what Modi decides to do next. Yup, you probably guessed it. He just dips out again. But his luck eventually runs out because they run into bro again later. And he's beat the hell up cause his father Thor gave him straight CPS hands for being a bitch, and Atreus puts an end to him.
The following Thursday.
So Baldur is after his mother Freya, trying to kill her, which is crazy. I played this game a while ago, so I don't exactly remember why he was tied at her. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the fact that she gave him the shitty 5'3" jeans. And Kratos is continuing to move like Mr. Save-A-Ho. My boy is pussy whipped, going out sad. This is clearly who Jordan Baker from All American modeled his game after. Never seen a nigga so excited to be a stepdad before. Pushing Baldur away and they get to squaring off again. Until Baldur pulls off his signature move, launching Kratos all the way into the sky. But this time just letting him land into a delicious plate of straight dirt. Kratos goes to get up, but that's when Groot spawns in out of nowhere and starts holding him down. So Atreus pulls up and bro, look at the weak ass butter knife that this goofball is gonna try and cut the branch with. I know Kratos sick to his stomach right now. I should have pulled out when I had the chance. I'm never getting out of here. Groot tries to get Baldur too, but he rolls out the way, picking up a rock and chucking it at his mom Freya. Baldur tells Atreus to move out the way, but he doesn't listen. No fairy tale ending for you. Little nigga thought this was Disney Channel. Fuck them kids. No, I won't let you hurt my dad. Baldur punched him in the chest so hard, had him on the ground glitching. Bro done forgot how to breathe. Kratos had to remind him. The lights was clearly too bright. He didn't know what he was out there doing. But this is when Baldur starts celebrating like he just won the NBA championship, because this piece of kryptonite in his hand, I know Superman somewhere shivering right now, is giving him the ability to feel things again, which is all he ever wanted. His ability to physically feel, which Freya took away from him. Busting enough for bro been the most boring thing for centuries. I feel him. I'd be angry too. Homie started instantly massaging his nipples. He can't even believe this. But this is how you know Baldur is really a dude, is to beat Kratos and his son the fuck up. Now I could really feel it when I'm turning your bones into ramen noodles. But Groot flanks Baldur from behind because he clearly did not have his mic volume turned all the way up. Freya decides to call over the giant to come put a stop to all the niggatry that's going on. We are 100% in the midst of a nigga moment right now, and we cannot let this go on for any longer.
A nigga moment. Webster defines the nigga moment as a moment when ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise logical Negro male.
So he picks up Kratos and Atreus, throwing them on top of the mountain in an attempt to separate both parties. But there is no way the giant really thought this was gonna put an end to all the fighting. Dudes be fighting each other from the same city, from the same state, from the same country. But these two got smoke for each other from different planets. That's top tier beef right there. This only ends in death for somebody. Kratos finds Baldur banging him in the side of the neck with the shield, and then stabbing him in the ribcage with the blades of chaos. Yeah, he decided to bust them back out, just like a unk putting on his fit from the 80s. But Kratos decides to leave the blade inside of Baldur so that he could yank the chain, sending him spinning into the side of a rock. Kratos and Atreus were really on go, but of course, here comes the giant third partying out of nowhere. And here's where I really start to notice a common occurrence of just nobody in this damn universe knows how to mind their business. Why would you even want to stop this? I used to be courtside with popcorn at every fight in my high school. I love the drama. Literally bridging them off with his ring so that they can't finish the job. Bro thought he was slick. He could have blocked them off using his hand, but he purposely chose the ring so that he could flex his VVs. But Kratos is a top tier hater and refuses to be denied, so he lifts up the giant's hand so that Atreus could get a clean shot on the crystal and shoot it off. Not the VVs. Atreus does it and it sends them all flying. Kratos goes flying off the mountain, and the game developers made sure that he hit every single thing possible on the way down to make it as painful as possible on the way down. He of course survives the fall. Black Widow cannot relate, picks himself up and starts looking around at his ops. And with Baldur on the ground floor with him still trying to box and the giant coming at him from the top, you can't tell me they're not trying to do him like how Venom and Sandman did my son Peter in Spider-Man 3. This was elite jumping, had my son Peter reaching out for the spirit of Uncle Ben to come save him. Baldur thought his ass was Cristiano Ronaldo going in for a kick, but Kratos grabs it, as well as his throat, chucking him away, whips out the axe and beams it at him right in the shoulder, sending him backflipping into a pile of ice. Kratos activates his Hall of Fame chase down artist to go finish the job, and of course, the giant interferes again. Bro is so insistent to make sure they stop fighting. Now all of a sudden, everybody's a pacifist. Bro, fuck off. He takes some sort of stick out of his head and slams it into the ground, but all that did was give Baldur a climbing path to get to his mom, who's all the way up there, so that he could finish the job of sending her to the Shadow Realm. Kratos jumps up and brings Atreus along with him, which kinda disappointed me, I'm not gonna lie. He's teaching lil bro to be Mr. Save-A-Bitch Jr. To be honest, I'd just let Baldur kill Freya. The fuck I look like, the Justice League? Let family handle their internal family issues the way they do. Atreus hops off, showing his aimbot, shooting Baldur right in the knee, forcing him to get down and hit the "Will you marry me" pose, until he eventually pulls the arrow out. Kratos said, "Oh yeah, this is my chance," turning on the jets just to get folded in seconds like a lawn chair. I've never seen somebody so eagerly run into an ass whooping the way he just did. The closest thing I could think of was in Naruto with Tsunade's little brother. Lil bro ran into the building thinking he was him and got boomed instantly. Homie was not gonna be Hokage. Baldur starts pounding Kratos, but no damage is being done. He's blocking everything, until he goes for a slam and Kratos is able to duck out the way, elbowing him in the side and then grabbing his neck. Kratos freaky ass love doing that shit, so that they could send a double team, and Atreus shoots him in his arm right into the right hook. And again, some more choking. Whole time the giant just in the background looking at all of this, just like, oh nah, these niggas is wallin'. The ground isn't stable, so they just take turns delivering doses of CTE to each other as they roll down. And of course, Atreus had one fucking job, to just stand up, and he couldn't even do that right. So Kratos of course has to save the day and grab him, leaving himself compromised, getting devious head kicks right to the chin. This method of choosing to block with his face won't last long. This that Tobey Maguire defense, that's why his suit always looked like this by the end of the movie. But this is when they bust out the move they've been practicing all week. Atreus shoots him in the chest, so Kratos could throw him up in the air and he could deliver another one to the belly. Kratos picks up Baldur, and I already know he's having PTSD because this is the same way he got sent to the gulag earlier. Kratos just straight low broing him, noogie and everything, until he decides to jump off. Atreus already knows the drill because he jumps off too, and this right here was badass. In midair, just lasering Baldur over and over and over again as Kratos holds him still. Kratos bangs Baldur's head into the ground 3 times, no Shaq and Kobe, until he decides to headbutt him, tosses him so that he could get on top, and then starts choking him now. But Atreus said, nah, fuck that, runs over and now starts choking Baldur instead. Clearly choking is these niggas' favorite move, but Baldur said these moves is rated E for everybody. Yes, I fight kids. headbutting Atreus and then starts choking him out as Kratos chokes Baldur. What the fuck is happening? Kratos is starting to realize how gay all this shit is, so the Eminem in him enrages him, giving him the strength he needs to get Baldur off of his neck into a right hook so Atreus could deliver a kick to the side of the head. And Kratos grabs his head, headbutting him. I know that shit hurt. Bald niggas got plus 20% cranium damage, picking up Baldur and windmilling him like a basketball, chucking him mad far away, hitting a branch in the process. Baldur gets up ASAP no Rocky and tries to hit Kratos with a fire attack, but he gets blocked, and thought he was slick running up, but that shit gets blocked too, getting bitch slapped away. This is like the second or third time he's failed to catch Kratos lacking. Sneak Nation is denouncing him as we speak. They box for a little bit, and then Baldur goes in for his signature move, which he's been hitting Kratos with every fight. But Kratos says, I'm familiar with your game. You would have thought bro had a shotting gun. Knowing what's coming next, whipping out his blades, latching onto Baldur, and shouldering the shit out of him to the ground. They both get up, and this is when Atreus and Kratos just start wilding on him. So this is that father-son bonding I be hearing about. I cannot relate. My pops left to go get milk when I was 6. I should have known it was raps because everybody in here is literally lactose. Kratos eventually slams Baldur, and oh my goodness, there's really nothing I can say about this part, except for the fact that Baldur is getting his face rearranged. You must think he a Kardashian or something. Kratos is absolutely spazzing on bro. I low-key feel bad. The giant interrupts though, showing off his spit game, trying to rival Riley Reid, blowing freezing cold air at them to get them to stop all this madness. And Atreus starts to freeze to death. He left his Canada Goose jacket at home. He wasn't prepared for all this. But then, out of nowhere, KD, Kevin Durant, comes through to save the day, to teach this giant a lesson about minding his own damn business. Kratos, Atreus, Freya, and Baldur all fall back down to the ground, taking minimal fall damage in the process. But Kratos has had enough. The games end here. He goes in for the kill, but Freya's able to convince him to stop, and just let her and her son talk this out, handle it as adults. And honestly, this gotta be the most demented family dynamic I've ever seen. Baldur got tired of her for stopping him from dying, talking about some you just can't help yourself mother, always interfering with what I got going on. They chat for a little, and then Freya goes in for a hug, but Baldur was only interested in hugging her throat with his hands, starts choking the life out of her, got her on her knees, so now she's the same height as him. But here comes Captain Saberho, cape waving in the wind and everything, stopping Baldur from putting her on a t-shirt. And this is when Baldur asks, bro, why do you even care what we got going on? This is exactly what I've been saying. This game seems like it would have been a lot shorter if niggas just knew how to mind their business, snapping Baldur's neck and then killing him once and for all. And remember when I said this family is demented and twisted as hell? Kratos just saved Freya's life from her murderous son, and what does she do? She runs over to her son, starts crying, fair, but then tells Kratos she's gonna rain every piece of agony and violation possible on top of him. Kratos looking like, what'd she say fuck me for? This is why I said throughout the entire video, he shouldn't be out here saving these hoes. Didn't he hear the J. Cole song?
Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved.
So it starts off with Kratos trying to go to sleep, and we know he's probably dreaming about murdering some people because his ass is disturbed. He's woken up by this loud ass bang, and it's obvious to me that at this point Kratos has still not made it out the trenches yet. But he's used to this, so you already know he got that thing on him at all times and pulls up to the door. He has never ducked a fade once in his life. Opens the door, and why is bro posing outside like that? I know his ass swear he's so cold. That shit definitely going on the gram. So Kratos like, who are you? And all he does is just show off Mjolnir. I guess that was to be the cue to show off like, ooh, I'm Thor. But Kratos is looking at him still just like, who? Thor asks to come in, offering them some alcohol, and Kratos is just like, nah, I'm straight, gang. And I feel him. Some random big nigga just shows up to your front doorstep offering you some random substance to drink and you just supposed to take it? He carrying some of Bill Cosby's secret stuff for sure. I'm good. Kratos then starts whispering to Atreus, make sure you put our good cheers away. This big nigga finna break them. And decides to invite Thor into the house. As he's walking in, him and Kratos are staring off at each other, and Jesus Christ, bro, this motherfucker is tall as hell. Bro is out here playing with the wrong thunder. OKC needs a new center right now. Thor then walks inside and a crow follows him in. And right then and there, everybody should have known something was up. Crows only appear when some evil shit is about to happen. Now he's inside, dick sucking, telling him how nice the crib is, all that. Got his whole belly and titties out and everything, man. Put that shit away. There's kids here. Kratos closes the door and then him and Thor decide to sit down at the table and have a drink. And as we can see here, it's been 3 years since we last saw Atreus, and it's clear that his barber is still playing pranks on him to this day. Y'all got Lil Nigga out here rocking this straight hole repellent cut. They begin to sit there and chat for a little bit, and then they hear a knock at the door. Atreus is Alfred to Kratos' Batman, so he goes to get the door, and hold up, my son Atreus got a neck tat? These middle schoolers out here going crazy. I just know he be posing like these. Aight, bro, we see it, I promise. He opens up the door and some Ernie Johnson looking ass nigga is just standing there with one eye. Atreus is confused, looking like,
Yo, what's pop? Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
and where the hell he get that ice from? God damn, them bitches is dancing. He starts sucking in crows into his body, and nobody in this universe can ever just make a regular entrance, huh? Whatever happened to dudes just walking in and telling everybody, yo, what's up, and dapping up? So this is Odin, who is Thor's father, and he instantly walks in asking, do y'all know who I am? Invites himself to the table, takes their drink and starts drinking it. Starts walking around like he owns the place, and I can't stand a dude with no manners coming in my house kicking your feet up. Boy, I oughta. Kratos starts asking Odin like, yo, what do you want from me? Yeah, what do you need? And Odin responds by saying,
How about peace?
and then Odin starts babbling for the next 5 minutes trying to offer Kratos a deal. Says he'll ignore the fact that Kratos killed his grandsons and Thor's sons. Says he'll ignore the fact that Kratos killed Baldur, who was Odin's tracker. Says he'll let Kratos keep the prisoner he stole from Odin, who is Mimir. He even tells Kratos he'll take care of his ops for him, which is Freya. And all Kratos has to do is stop his search for the Norse god of war, who is Tyr. Ooh-wee! This deal sounds sweet as hell. Ain't no way Kratos turned this shit down.
No.
Kratos gives the most Kratos answer of all time, and because not a single nigga in this universe knows how to be civil, this means one thing. Now they have to box. Odin tells Thor to take care of it, and Thor gets up looking in the other direction, hitting that no look, light skin off guard shit, calling in Mjolnir and chin checking the shit out of Kratos, sending him mad far away. Starts telling Kratos about how he not from here and they do stuff different around these parts. Shit kinda feel racist, but it's whatever. Kratos isn't scared anyways. He like, today I got time, cuz. Starts pounding the absolute hell out of Thor's face, but he's just eating those hoes until they crash land. When Kratos grabs him by the hair, taking fighting tactics from the shorties, banging Thor's head into the wall and then getting one last lick off with the left. They both fall onto the ground, Thor and his round self bouncing off the pavement like a basketball. Both get up and start running the ISO, which is what they do. They start fighting for a while until Kratos has Thor hitting that will you marry me. Puts together a nice ass combo and goes to hit him with the shield. Him and Kratos start fighting over it, and I'm not gonna lie to you Kratos, you my boy, but you not getting that shield back from him. His ass is convinced that that is a plate. He is not letting go anytime soon. Kratos pins Thor against the wall and puts his hand in the air, starts waving it side to side. I don't know what's gotten into Kratos. Now is not the time to start hitting the nene, bro. He's trying to call his axe towards him, but it is just taking mad long to pull up. Just out here embarrassing, bro. This must be how Tony felt when he was gassing up Bruce Banner in front of the aliens. Just for this dude to be the unincredible Hulk in front of the ops, had Squidward straight clowning niggas. The axe then finally comes in at the very last minute like Goku. Dog pulled up to Namek talking about some I'm here to save the day. Nigga, who's left to save? Kratos catches it and slashes Thor in the belly, forcing him to start moonwalking backwards in pain. They begin to box for a little bit more until Kratos uppercuts him in the face with the axe, gets clocked in the stomach and starts flying up, eventually crashing his back into a statue. That hammer is strong as shit. I mean, we seen how it had Captain America going outside in front of the hose. Kratos ducks out the way, gets hit with a mean right, and then is able to duck out the way again of the hammer, returning with a slash to Thor's belly. This is the second time Kratos has sliced open Thor's belly. He's giving this motherfucker liposuction. This shit right here is the male BBL. Why is niggas getting surgery for abs? Motherfucker, if you don't do some push-ups. He goes to try to throw Thor off the axe, but Thor got like 10 inches of belly. It's stuck in there. As they go flying down until Thor grabs bro by the head like a basketball, slamming him face first into a sheet of ice. He's giving Kratos that Miguel O'Hara to Miles Morales treatment right now. Bro heard there was a black Spider-Man and said, oh nah, we got a clear house. Thor gets up and starts talking to the statue, turning his back to Kratos, absolutely disrespectful, not taking him serious. Kratos a jealous girlfriend, not getting enough attention. You always on that damn game instead of spending time with me.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
picks up a big ass rock and hits him in the back with it. They start throwing hands again for a while until Thor picks up Kratos and slams him headfirst into the ground. Picks him back up and tosses him away like an irrelevant side character, treating him like he TN, following it up with the hammer, which Kratos is able to push out the way. His stupid ass thought it was free reigns, started charging in at Thor, but psych!
That's the wrong number.
Goes in for a kill shot, but Kratos is able to block it, and they stand there playing a mean game of tug of war. While they've been doing this, the hammer has been charging up, and it charges up long enough, hitting Kratos in the forehead and then smacking him across the face with the hammer, literally killing him, showing the end screen and everything.
Bullshit, that's a distraction. Rip it on any beat. That's an adaptation. I'm running out of breath. I'm bringing it back in.
Thor done zapped this man Kratos back to life to kick his ass some more. You know how crazy that is? And I already know both of Thor's sons, which Kratos rolled into a pack last game, are looking up right now at their pops like, why? Why didn't you finish the job? Haven't y'all niggas ever read The Tortoise and the Hare? But before we continue with that, a quick word from Prize Picks. Now listen up, because I'm putting you guys on right now. Prize Picks is the easiest way to play daily fantasy sports. Valid in 30 plus states. I've been testing my skills on Prize Picks this NBA season so far, and it's at an entire new level of excitement towards daily fantasy for me. And if you have the skills, which I know a lot of you do because you watch my NBA videos, you could turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. The fact that Prize Picks has quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types is what makes it the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Just last week, I selected Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Julius Randle and was able to times my money by 10. The Knicks were playing the Clippers, and as a fellow New Yorker, my friends were looking at me like a traitor while rooting for Kawhi and PG to get buckets, but they understood. I needed to win, and I did. Go to PrizePicks and use the code BlankBoy for a first deposit match up to $100. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Kratos picks Thor up by his throat and decks him with a nasty left, as Thor decides to charge in for a tackle, showing off his crazy vertical, jumping mad far in the air and spinning them around, and it's kind of romantic. Kratos looking like,
boy,
and starts just delivering straight headshots of CTE as they start falling down, until Thor grabs Kratos by the arm, slamming him onto his back. And look at this, yo ass is not Spider-Man. Kratos whips out All Reliable, throwing his axe at Thor as Thor whips out Mjolnir, and they meet in the middle, causing a charged collision. While this is happening, they're just standing on opposite ends, roasting each other for being terrible dads. Which is a completely pointless argument. The fuck does Hisoka and Orochimaru look like beefing over who's the child predator? They both then charge in, grabbing their weapons in the process and causing a giant explosion which sends them flying in opposite directions. They eventually land, look up, and when the fuck did Groot get here? Hey, he slid for Thor in one universe, said hold up, I got one more enemy, and did it again in another universe. I always knew he was a real ass nigga. Thor hits Kratos with a right and tossing him into some ice, sponges Kratos' hits and then holds him by the back of the head. Kratos has had enough, so he whips out his axe, tossing it towards the spike behind Thor. He got that Tom Brady aim and is able to knock it down, but Thor hits him with that good job buddy, just trying to make him feel good about himself. This is exactly how Ruby Rose linked with Neon but tagged Make-A-Wish. Thor hits that shit, cracking it into pieces, and then they get into boxing again. They do that for a while until Thor tries to go in for a hammer hit and gets blocked. He then grabs Kratos by the throat and they stay on that freak timing. It's gonna be real confusing when Kratos go home telling Atreus how his throat hurt so much after fighting Thor.
you're a victim.
Thor even goes as far as to check out this nigga's cheeks.
What's all that movement back there?
This is crazy. He trying to bust down Kratos like a rollie. Kratos is like, whoo, nah, and is not trying to catch that Tory Lanez treatment, so he headbutts Thor away and hits Thor with the absolute filthiest chin punch of all time. Look at Kratos' face. Even he can't believe how much power he put in that bitch. Thor got socked so hard he's walking in the wrong direction, all sorts of discombobulated. He like, shit, yeah, you def the god of war for sure. Tells Kratos that his debt has been paid and just dips out. So Kratos blocks Heimdall and it's becoming very clear this is a fight he will have to take. Nigga hasn't enjoyed a day in his life in years. Especially when he's getting charged into and slammed into the wall. Not just that, but kicked in the face and his head stepped on. He just polished that shit like this morning, bruh. So he grabs this ugly ass dog ram thing by the horns and rams into it using its momentum against it. And and once it falls, stabbing it in the neck. Now it's only between him and Heimdall. And we gotta be honest, he moving in this bitch like the smooth criminal. Kratos cannot touch this man at all. But this is the same dude who killed Hermes, bruh. You fast, but you don't got no golden shoes, nigga. I can hit you. Heimdall can't believe it, and he can't believe it even more when Kratos starts hitting him with the staff, calling this shit luck. But this ain't luck, brody. This is that grown man strength, picking him up off the ground and slamming into the wall, stabbing him in the arm. He done thumbtacked this nigga. But for some reason, Heimdall decides to keep talking trash. And Kratos just severs his arm for talking smack. Shut your ass up. Heimdall got a trick up his one and only sleeve though. Growing his arm back with straight just energy and power. Absolutely no flesh or blood in there. He moving like a Hollywood celebrity. It's just raw power. I mean, look at this. Kratos blocks it and it sends him flying back dumb far. How nigga lose an arm and he gets stronger? Not strong enough though, cause Kratos puts absolute beats on this man to a level I haven't seen since Zeus. That's how you know he really don't like this dude. All the way to the point where he starts choking him out. And this is older Kratos, you know, he done turned a new leaf. But that old Kratos is still in there, cause you are going to die.
The next day.
So Kratos is posted up with Thor's daughter, planning to take her back to the crib later. And Thor is not jacking that shit, so he charges in, clocking Kratos in the chin and palming the back of his head. Kratos got himself a cranium. I just know that shit is squeaking while Thor is touching it. Kratos hits Thor with a two-piece combo, but Thor pulls in Kratos closer to let him know that he's had enough of him and his son. It's time to delete y'all from the server. I'm rooting for Kratos, of course, but I can't even blame Thor for real. Let me have a daughter in the future and let the wrong guy try to come around her. I'm gonna have you waking up to Deathstroke at the foot of your bed. Thor ends up slamming himself and Kratos into the ground hard as hell. And look at how they're both struggling to get up. Y'all getting way too old for this. I feel like I'm watching two unks going one-on-one at the barbecue. Man, I just want my burger, please. They go hit for hit, bar for a while until Thor picks up Kratos, throwing him into the wall. Weave, duck, weave, starts choking him, throwing Thor into the wall. Delivers two gut punches that got him out here sounding like he's smacking jelly. And Kratos may be older now, but what y'all youngins know about this? Until Thor is able to finally grab a punch, punching Kratos in the chest, making him ice skate backwards on some Frozone shit. Nigga was a superhero by day and in the NBA by night. Kratos throws a blade of chaos at Thor, but it backfires cause Thor starts electrocuting his ass. In the previous games, Kratos has literally died and then dipped out on the table with Scar and Thanos to come back to the real world. A little lightning is nothing to him. Kratos is eating it like...
But anywho,
pulling in the blade of chaos and Mjolnir, chucking it at Thor, but completely misses. Thor pulls Kratos in, but who's gonna tell him? Kratos had another blade in his utility belt. He'd been studying Batman. You always have to have a backup. Bruce got bombs, tear gas, and brass knuckles to stop jaywalkers. Now talk. How you ain't see the red hand sign, little nigga? Stabbing Thor in the same wound as before as he charges himself up to get Kratos out of his guts. Kratos gets up and then they begin to 1v1 some more. Kratos then picks Thor up and slams him into the ground. Goes and then tries to catch Mjolnir. But Kratos, you are not that guy. Thor gets up behind Kratos, picks him up, and now slams him into the ground. Starts choking him while in the air, holding his hand away on some little brother shit. If we've learned anything from MCU Thor, all Kratos needs to do is hit up big bro Thanos to come handle this. Thanos was getting jumped because niggas was hating on the Supreme helmet and still had him laid out like a mattress. Kratos then spawns in a staff, stabbing Thor in the shoulder with it. Peeps that it works and is like, oh yeah, I'm finna spam this shit. Spawning in another one, stabbing him in the gut and pushing him off of him. And then spawns in one last one just in case. As Thor is gassed out, Kratos hits him with a disgusting elbow. And while Thor is way up there, he's getting blinded by the sun shining off Kratos' head. So he charges back down blindly, clashing his hammer into Thor's axe. And then Thor rocks him in the chin. And this is when they start clashing over and over and over again. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. Eventually stabbing Thor in the gut for the 13,000th time. And at this point, I don't know how Thor is still alive. I feel like after all these gut slices, he should be on the ground bleeding out, giving his final goodbye speech at this point. Thinking about it now, Vegeta really got violated, bro. Frieza was spanking him, sticking his tail in all types of places.
That ain't my tail, bitch.
And clearly I spoke too soon, because Kratos stabs Thor in his hand, pinning him to the ground like he's using a thumbtack. Kratos then begins to kneel over him, and Thor is wondering, what are you waiting on? Finish the job. They begin to chat for a while, realizing, you know what? You actually kinda chill for real, agreeing to leave in peace. But Odin pulls up and he's like, man, did I just get you making friends, nigga? Stabbing his own son Thor between the titties in front of Thor's daughter, making him disappear. Rest in peace, Thor, man. Now we know what you was doing instead of pulling up for Civil War. But see, Odin, you fucked up. That was our homie of 20 seconds. Now you gotta fight the two of us. And the old man is not moving fast enough. Kratos manages to stab him in the shoulder, but Odin ate that shit, managing to push Kratos off of him and slams him into the ground, putting Kratos in a starting track position and pinning him there with magic, going up to his ear to start rage baiting him. But I quickly start to think, damn, all that trolling done caught up to his old ass. He catching a heart attack, but nope, it's just Freya. Unk wasn't going out that easy, and he still ain't, because he manages to power up the ground, destroying it, sending all of them tumbling down. Now y'all gotta fight him again, and you already know Kratos is on his ass, landing a bunch of hits but gets stabbed, so Kratos says F it and grabs him, throwing his elderly ass across the room, but Unk not going for that. Luckily, Kratos got a triple team going, cause Freya traps him, but Kratos goes in to run on Odin, and Odin just powers up, sending him flying away, forcing them to get into throwing hands again, and Kratos of course wins that every time, grabbing and holding him like they in love. And Odin starts gouging his eyes out. He got Atreus coming in though with the mean right, as Kratos follows up and Freya comes through to help Atreus get another lick in, Freya getting one too, Kratos with the left uppercut, and his little bro Atreus landing the finishing hit, using the arrow choking him out and also throwing him with it.